What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the No Sabo Podcast. Today we have a full room today, and let's introduce ourselves. My name is Elias, aka Lil Bunny. I'm a music producer now. We'll talk about that later because I'm pissed at Marcus about it. But go ahead, y'all. Who are you?
This is John again.
And Adrian off camera. And
He didn't want to be on camera today, and I brought another camera.
Wow.
How do you want to be on camera?
you guys stay anonymous, or what's it called? Mysterious.
Anonymous.
Yeah, fair enough. And then we have our special
Marcus.
guest, Marcus.
Yeah. Marcus Rodriguez from Idaho Falls, Idaho.
He's
Barber extraordinaire. If you're in the Idaho Falls or Idaho area, or even if you're not, just fly in and get the treatment.
I heard he gives free haircuts. Don't know if that's. Can we fact check that?
That is true.
We did.
That
we,
is true.
we did just do an awesome giveaway.
Yeah.
Ended up getting like 100 comments, a lot of like bunch of views, like
Really?
25,000 views.
I didn't even check on it, honestly.
Yeah, I checked your page. You went from 1 follower to like 70 something. So like,
Really?
it's moving on up.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
It worked.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he just barely started his page. By the
Yeah.
way, he's got a few different pages. So he's got a little bit more.
Yeah, that business Facebook stuff's confusing for me sometimes.
Yeah,
Facebook itself is confusing.
Yeah.
Because we're struggling with it in every aspect.
I don't know what I'm doing, man, but like I feel like I'm cruising. But also for me, it's so much easier because I do real estate, so I'm limited in the type of targeting that I can do. But I'm getting pretty good results for what I'm doing. You know?
Yeah.
You've been
Facebook-
doing it for a minute, too.
Yeah.
He's an OG in the system.
Yeah, that was back when it was before it was Meta, you know.
Yeah.
I think we all hit it before it was meta.
It was like 2014, popping videos out and advertising
know.
them, and
That is crazy. Have you seen any of his old videos?
Mm-mm.
Like back in the
that's crazy.
when they would bring in the cameras. Rolling. And then someone's holding the cable.
yeah,
Plugged into the 110 outlet.
edit on VHS. It was crazy back then.
Film. They're editing the film in the water. Like,
Floppy disks.
Yep.
Okay, I never got to the floppy disk area. How was that?
Yeah. No. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how we used to kind of play. And I don't remember if it was like Oregon Trail or Word Munchers, but like I remember, you know, having those little floppy disks back in the day.
I think I did touch floppy disks. They were like the skinny, really big cheese-looking ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when we lived in Mexico. My dad bought me a computer. It was an Apple computer, but it came with like this is how crazy advanced it was. It was like the ChatGPT of the schooling. So you had the floppy disk, and then one was for like history. One was for this, like I can't remember what. I only remember the history, but you could go in there and ask it just not any question, but like you can research like dinosaurs or history of this, and it was saved onto the floppy disk.
Yeah.
It was probably
wow.
not that great, just because I imagine on the floppy disk there's not much space.
Yeah.
But it worked 1 or 2 times that I needed it, which was cool. But
That's way cool.
ChatGPT of the
Do you
dinosaur age.
You guys old enough to rock with like cassette tapes? Did you guys have like a cassette tape player growing up?
Not me.
I don't think even my
I did.
parents
Damn.
did.
No, your parents had to have had a cassette.
Well, at least when I was younger, the CDs is when I remember my pops with the big old CD
Damn.
with all his love songs and
yeah.
shit. That's what I do
All the
remember.
bangers.
And then he said that someone broke into his truck. I didn't. This was the thing. People would break into your car to steal your binder of CDs.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, damn. But
Yeah.
cassettes maybe before me, but as long as I can remember, it was CDs.
Now I remember I had a girlfriend in high school that threw out my thing of CDs because she found like back in the day I used to burn CDs, and I had a lot of female friends because I
You
just
had a
like,
mixtape for somebody else, huh?
Yeah.
and it was just like I don't remember if it was like a mix or something that another girl made me, and she just saw it and just threw my shit out the window. I was like,
Oh, it was for you?
yeah, well, like you just get like. So I was obviously I had AOL, right? My internet came from like that free 1,000 minutes, you know what I mean? And I don't even think we had a computer, to be honest. I had to go, you know, to other people's houses to get online and chat up with ladies on MSN Messenger. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it was crazy. I just like something like talking about CDs. I just remember that moment because like I had to like stop and go get it. Fortunately, those cases were like, you know, very protective, so I was able to
Salvage.
get my music back. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember when I was like 10 years old, I messed with cassettes only because I would like record over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's way big. That's
I
way
remember on my
Advanced.
birthday, the very first cassette tape I got, and it had the Walkman. I'm pretty sure it was Big Willie style, Will Smith getting jiggy with it. Like I felt badass. I remember being at
cassettes.
at a grocery store and just having it on my side and just having the headphones on and just walking around like, yeah, this is it right here.
I'm the man.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't even know how to feel now. Like, God damn.
I feel young, bro.
I know.
Really
You didn't
young.
even hit CDs then.
I did. I remember the Xbox 360 when it gets scratched, so you'd have to put soap
but those
on
are
them.
Yeah.
there's like discs. I'm talking about CDs.
So you guys never rode in vehicles that
Like
had
music
cassette
CDs.
tapes?
Yeah. I mean,
We
yes.
rode in
yeah,
vehicles
we used to
like
have
that, but-
like. Well, I mean, I bought a Buick Regal, like those grandma cars, and it had a cassette. But we sold it that same day. Like I bought it, flipped it. That was the only car I could remember. Oh no, you weren't. You never got. My parents never had a car with a cassette. My dad had this little. It was a extended cab Nissan Frontier. I feel like every Mexican dad had one. And that thing, he had it with the little carpet in the dashboard. I don't know why I remember this so clearly, but a little carpet on the dashboard, and it was pimped out like Mexican.
Oh yeah, I remember
Like those little frontier trucks, probably like in the early '90s, mid '90s trucks. Every Hispanic dad had one.
I remember my dad's glove compartment was just full of cassettes, and it was Tigres del Norte, Los Tiranos,
Damn.
you know, Ramon Ayala, like all that music. So that's why, like, growing up, that's the music I still listen to today. It's just
I
like,
wonder if people still even listen to them,
who?
like just out of cassettes.
Oh.
I don't remember the last time I seen it. Maybe at a yard sale, cassette. But
Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing some cassettes when my grandparents moved.
Yeah.
Like there was just some like randomly in the garage.
I mean, CDs are played out now. Like we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't buy a vehicle with a CD
yeah.
insert. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what the fuck. Yeah, I was gonna say yes, but no.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last. I mean, yes, I've had a lot of vehicles. I had the DVD. I mean, the CD, but I don't remember I don't think I ever bought a CD in my life.
Yeah.
It was either
Ever?
I don't think so. No. One, we didn't have money, and two, we had pirated movies that we'd buy in Mexico and we would bring them over,
Yeah.
but never bought a CD with music that you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy this album and bump the tunes. I never did.
I bought NSYNC. That was one of my first CDs I ever
Oh
bought.
God.
Yeah.
NSYNC?
NSYNC.
I had
Yeah.
my mom buy me that CD.
It was tearing up my heart. You know what I mean? But speaking of cassettes, like I used to record music on Z103.
Yeah.
Like when they'd play it, and I'd be all right. Here, I had to wait for like my song. You know what I mean? And then once it came on, I was like, record.
So, like going on the same thing, I used to do that, but with my phone. Like
Yeah.
I had one of those prepaid phones that Verizon that you used to like swipe up, and then you had the keyboard.
Oh yeah.
And I would put it right next to the speaker, and then record it on my sounds, and record the song off of Z103. So
Yeah.
fast forward 20, 30 years, and we had the same concept.
Right.
I think the only reason I remember using cassettes is because we didn't have a computer either.
Yeah.
So I would like borrow CDs from friends that had them, and then I would record the songs that I liked on the
Yep.
CD. I'd record them on a cassette,
Damn.
and then I'd listen to them.
Even what was it called, LimeWire? I only remember using it once, like in 4th grade. I had some cousins that were like burning stuff on my iPod Shuffle. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys ever touched those. iPod Shuffle, but without the buttons. You had to control everything with headphones. It was a way above its time. But yeah, I had the Aerosmith song, and I had like Wisin y Yandel, and then I can't remember. I had like 3 or 4 songs because we were in
Rakata.
Texas at the time,
Rakata.
so like that stuff was popping everywhere.
Yep.
And El Trono de Mexico and like Duranguense. So I had a weird like 5 or 7 songs that I had on the iPod Shuffle, and then yeah. But now, I mean, you can still burn so easy stuff now, like on the music. Just I feel like it's just more easier to pay for Apple Music or Spotify now
Yeah, seriously.
than actually like burn and take the time to burn it and then try to get viruses on your computer.
Yeah.
But now you can even buy the rights to songs, like really popular songs. There's websites, like they're expensive, but you can buy the rights to use stuff for like videos and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's expensive. I know. I'm trying to remember the name of the website, It's really, really expensive, but you either buy like credits or you do a subscription, and then you can just buy the certain songs are on there. A lot of Kesha. So if you're into Kesha, there's a lot of her songs on there. Snoop Dogg's on there. You could buy the rights to use the.
Damn.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't know that was a
licensing.
thing.
Yeah, I remember like being like elementary grade school and like just waiting for like certain songs to come on because I'd like want to give someone like a cassette tape. You know what I mean? Like being like sixth grade, just waiting for like all these R&B heartbreak or like some Keith Sweat. You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, you were way above your time.
could you imagine being like a little white girl and some Mexican comes up to you, gives you a cassette tape, and then one of the first songs you have is like Keith Sweat, like nobody, ain't nobody, baby. You know what I mean? Like,
That's freaking funny.
Damn, bro went to school when it was black and white, bro.
some Casey and JoJo.
That's
you know.
Wait, when did you go to school?
What was that?
What year did you go to school? What year did you graduate? So we don't scare people.
2004.
2004.
Bro, why you gotta make that face?
Brother, I was in diapers in 2004.
I wasn't even born.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
You weren't even born.
05.
Leave.
Holy smokes.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, man. I was in my feelings too. Like I was like, I see those like memes on Instagram that pop up every once in a while where it was like, I had no business being in elementary school listening to this music, and it's just like Heartbreak City type stuff, but it was Boys to Men or.
He reminds me of the meme of that kid. It's a little kid and he's black and he's crying, and the meme was just like heartbroke. That's what you were, just way advanced, bro.
Dude,
You're ready to have a 401k, a family.
I had game back then. I remember one time I like, I don't know, because I was Mexican, right? We were on limited income. I remember I just like drew this like love thing on like those white paper plates, handed it to a girl, and I was like, there you go, baby.
And she fell in love, or what was the reaction?
Of course, man. Like, how
Really?
could you not fall in love with
We need to fact check.
elementary grade school?
Who could we ask to fact check you?
I don't know. My wife. Well, you can ask my wife. She can tell you.
We need to bring her on to ask her all these questions.
Right? Yeah.
In episode 17, Elias, and I quote, said,
False. Damn.
Damn, dude. You were way advanced. I don't remember. It's 6th grade. What is 6th grade? Middle school? Junior high?
How old were you guys when you had
Depends
your
what
first
school district you were in.
when you had your first
honestly.
kiss? How old were y'all? Like
Fuck.
make out? Like not
24,
like a pig?
bro? No, I don't remember, to be honest. I was probably my, 8th grade.
Oh, damn.
8th grade, end of 8th grade. Oh, it was Ryrie, bro. There were 6 people.
Yeah.
9th grade.
Damn.
Eighth grade.
bloomer.
Really?
Late
Yeah.
bloomer.
Mine was end of 8th grade.
Yeah.
I can remember if it was like yesterday. Dude, I graduated 10 years ago.
I was in 5th grade.
Damn, what the fuck were you doing
Yeah.
in Philly?
It was summer, man. It was,
It was the 90s, bro. Come on.
some Grease, right? It was summer loving, and it happened
This was
so
the
fast. You know,
What
But-
business were you doing kissing in 5th grade? I want to know that.
like what business? Or
Yeah, like, what were you? You were watching shows you shouldn't have been watching.
Yeah, you were.
in 5th grade?
Yeah, you're probably watching MTV.
Oh yeah, I grew
At
up
night.
watching MTV. Yeah. So like my parents didn't speak English, so like, and then my dad would fall asleep early. My mom would be up late, just kind of doing her thing, and yeah, I was watching late night MTV, like dating shows and The Real World.
I mean, you
know?
don't got to speak English to understand what's going on.
Yeah, but it wasn't like porn back then. You know what I mean?
It was close, but
The dating game was fun to
Girls
watch.
Gone Wild commercials.
That was back when music. What? Oh, that was on E. I remember. Like sometimes I'd watch the entertainment channel, and like every once in a while, like those commercials would,
You'd be staying up late just to
Come
watch
on.
them.
like I gotta watch this commercial. Yeah, I was there for the commercials. No, it was a wild time back then, man. It was.
was everybody like that, or is it just you?
I don't know. I think I would imagine like if you, and I'm curious how our audience thinks, but like I think growing up in the '90s, like that was back when MTV was badass. Like when that new music video was gonna come out. Yeah,
MTV Cribs.
TRL. Yeah. Do you remember Total Request Live?
No.
No. Damn.
Damn, bro, you're old.
Damn, I am. That was back when Carson Daly. I remember getting home from school and just being excited to pop it on and see like is Eminem gonna win or the Backstreet Boys? Is like it was cool to just watch.
Dude,
But
I just talking about MTV, and you mentioned MTV Cribs. we should do a spin-off of MTV Cribs on other people's houses.
Yeah.
I think was there like a host that did it mostly?
It was usually like the artist or the rapper that would do it. But like
Yeah, just camera and the artist.
Mm.
Whoever owned the home.
but now you start to hear like some of the shit, and like some of these people didn't actually own those homes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It was crazy. We just need to show up at people's houses and just MTV Cribs and like
We're just trying to catch a felony or something.
Yeah.
Get
what's up?
Trying to catch the 4-5.
What are you doing? Hey, it's MTV Cribs. Like, check this house out. No, but it was.
We should do a spin-off to that.
I don't remember what artist it was, and it was they just showed off like an apartment. But you don't realize like how much those music artists don't make money.
Yeah.
Like it's so sad.
We were watching this
Especially
thing.
back in the day.
Yeah, especially back in the day, because we're saying this. Gemelos said that their first contract they signed before they blew up was 10%, and I was like, God damn, imagine 10%, and then they renegotiated it. That's why they're doing well, but 10%. But they did explain. They're like, look, a lot of times, and I'm using the example of like Mexicans. It's like a lot of times these record labels find these kids that are making nothing on the streets, and then now they go from making a couple thousand a month, but then they want more and more and more, but they didn't have anything from the beginning. And so I was like, damn, that is true. But we also saw that like the industry switched when they started making like partner deals, like in record labels. So like I own my record label, but you want more, then all right, we'll do a record label through you, but we'll split it 50-50, and I still own you 50%, but now you get 50% instead of 10%.
It almost reminds me of the real estate industry. Like I won't mention names, but in our area, I remember at one point there was a big team lead at a luncheon, and people were asking, how many hours do you work? And he's like, about 30 to 40, you know, and this guy's making bank. And then they asked his agent that was on his team at the time, how many hours do you work per week? And he was like 60, 70, you know. Well, now that guy, he left his team and he's doing his own thing and he's crushing it on his own. But it's like when you don't know what you don't know, that's when people try to take advantage of you, you know. And it's unfortunate, and you see that a lot. That's why there was a lot of like I think of Diddy, like all that shit was rampant. Like females, like in that industry, like you had to. I mean, it's just it's crazy. I was listening to a song the other day on my walk, and the guy's saying that his first album that he wrote, that he finally broke through, he doesn't even own.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Like, wait, you don't own your own music, so that's cool that it's getting better. You know,
I don't know if that model's rapidly growing, but yeah.
Dude, it was TLC in like I think early 2000s or 90s after they just won a couple Grammys. Like they just went off at the interview during the presser, and they were saying like we're broke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is all cool and stuff, but like we're broke, you know. And it's just like this might look cool, but we're broke, we're tired. Like something's got to change, and that was one of the hottest artists at the time, you know.
I think the way it goes is like usually those record companies like pay them. I was watching this video with Master P, and they were
Make him
saying,
say,
and they were saying like they cut him a fat check, and then they basically the record company like owns the music. So like you get paid. I mean like a fat sum in the beginning, like you were saying, John. But then it's like after that, whatever you do with your money is your business. I mean, if you don't invest it or do something right with it, it's like as fast as it comes and quick as it goes, like that's just the end of the story for you. Like you gotta follow through with your contract and make music, and we own it. And
and that's an issue for me. Like when I look at Diddy, when I look at Jay-Z, they made it their own labels. They had an opportunity to bring people up, but instead they just learned to do to the artists what was done to them, and they were making money off of their artists that weren't making that much. And for me, it's like if you know you're in an industry that is that way, that's corrupt, and you make it, right? Why not make it in a way where you help everybody so the same thing doesn't happen to you?
We follow, and I don't know if you guys ever heard of like Fuerza Regida. Like they're owned by, you don't know Fuerza Regida? Mr. Lovebird over here? Like,
no, man. You gotta send me that music. If it's romantico shit,
yeah, they have
send
like
it
a whole
over.
album for Heartbreak. We're gonna send.
Hell
But
yeah.
anyway, they were owned. I don't know if they still are. They
Still?
are by Rancho Humilde, and Rancho Humilde has like a lot of Nata. Like Nata? No, what the?
No Sabo.
Brother, please.
Dude, I'm telling you, I still listen to the stuff I used to listen to in cassette tapes.
Yeah.
So like new stuff, But like my new stuff is like Grupo Frontera with Peso Pluma from like 4 years
So
ago.
they're in the same industry, the same genre. They have songs. Grupo Frontera has some with Fuerza Regida.
Yeah.
But Jimmy is a part owner of Rancho Humilde. And Rancho Humilde is, I guess this is where I see all of the what's going on, how artists get paid, because they sign a lot of these people and they hit on a lot of them. But he explains it because he goes on lives all the time, because there's a lot of confrontation with a lot of the artists that they have, that they bring on, blow up, and then they want to dip, or they try to help other artists get out of their shady contracts that they got in, to get them out of them. And he talks about how he makes them into partners because it is a huge gamble. Like, he's like, who has to upfront the marketing? Who has to upfront the music videos? Who has to upfront the deals? Who has to upfront like putting them in places? Like he says, sometimes these
Shows
kids
and all that stuff,
they go from playing, never ever performing, and just uploading social media to being sold out stadiums. He's like, that's the kind of transition a lot of these people have. And so I feel like what I understand is it's a big gamble too. Like they might invest in all four of us here, but only one of us hit. So the other three of us was a loss. And I feel like that's why I get why the business is that way. And I like what he's doing.
I've never looked at it like that.
Yeah. And the way I like he's doing is like, okay, he hit, and maybe I wasn't paying him that well, but all right, if you want to make money, let's open your own record label and we'll go 50-50. So yes, he still owes half of him, but at least he gets 40% more that he didn't have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the industry might be shady too, but I also see it as like a casino. I mean, it's the house probably will never lose. But it also, like you say, bring them up. I feel like I also see that side as like they're not winning on every artist.
I heard a cool reel. It was The Rock. He was talking about how when he was negotiating his pay back when he was in the Attitude Era in the 90s, early 2000s, the highest paid person at the time was Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was making $1 million guaranteed. Well, he's talking to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon asks him, well, how much do you want to get paid? And, you know, The Rock's like, what's your highest paid person? He says $1 million. He's like, well, I want $2 million. And Vince McMahon is like, well, how about this? For the next couple months, here's this executive from our company. He's going to show you the ins and outs, the financials, how it works, how much things cost to run a show, to rent this out. And then, you know, once you learn, come back and we'll renegotiate. Well, The Rock learned so much shit. He was like, damn. So he comes back and he's like, you know, I'll do it for $1 million. And Vince is like, well, how much do you think you'll generate with what you do? And The Rock's like, maybe $1.5 million. And Vince McMahon's like, all right, I'm going to pay you $15 million. So like
15?
Yeah. So like that's the kind of executive that's just like, okay, learn the ropes, do this, but also
Be blunt.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's in like in every industry, right? We like I feel and I see it now more like boxing is a cash, like it's a going out of business deal every single event.
Yeah.
The UFC, like, you hear a lot of people complain about money. Like they're not getting paid enough.
Really?
Like I see it a lot, and I don't know if it's coming straight from the fighters, but
It's a big issue.
I saw a whole clip on Sugar Sean, and he talked about how a lot of times is, yes, they don't get paid that well, but also it goes to the same thing. Like these people were making no money and still doing it, and then they come in and they get good, like not good money, but enough money. They just want to become superstars overnight.
It sucks for them. Like I wish they had more freedom to like walk out with their own sponsors, their own T-shirts to make some money. Francis Ngannou, he made more money in 2 fights boxing, 1 fight boxing, than he made in his career at the UFC. Nate Diaz, very similar. Right now, Netflix is coming out with some cool fights. It's Ronda Rousey, Gina Serrano, Francis Ngannou, and I forget the guy he's fighting, but Nate Diaz and Mike Perry. I'm a Nate Diaz fan, so shout out to all y'all in Stockton that listen to us. But
Nobody listens to this Stockton.
right?
Not yet.
Not yet. One day. But I'm excited to, like, they're gonna get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think that's what needs to happen is people need to, because the UFC, they don't pay their fighters enough, you know, and their executives are rich and everything, and it's just one of those things where it's like, damn, like you see all these people get their asses beat, and even the champions, like they're walking around today, like Chuck Liddell. It's just like, damn, like you can tell he's taking some hits to the head over his career. Like that man should never have to worry about where money's going to come from or his health, because the league should be able to, or the UFC should be able to cover those things. They got $8 billion, $6 billion deal, and
Well, didn't they help Ben Askren when he was in hospital?
I think so.
Like Dana White came out and said that he was going to cover the medical bills or some shit. Like I don't know if him or the UFC.
Yeah,
but like I see your perspective because you have a very like generous mentality, like, and not a lot of people do. But like I think like in industries like how do you? For me, I'm kind of the same way, right? Like I'm like, I wish we could do more. But what do you think kind of makes that? Like businesses like in the industry, do you think that is because they're trying to make this work for long term because they're taking the risk, or do you think it's greed?
I think the sad reality is it's a little of both. A little greed, but also it's not sustainable if you're. But I look at the NFL and the NBA. Like the NFL is almost like 50-50. You know, and the owners are still cashing $300 million checks every year of revenue share and profit. So it's like, but then the players are getting paid. We just paid our center, you know, $81 million guaranteed for 3 years, right? Like, and that's a lineman.
But what about the not so good people?
There's a league minimum, you know, depending on like how long you've like been playing and stuff. Even a rookie minimum. So people are still able to, you know, make a living, right? Even college now is starting to pay, but they only pay like their top people. You know, you got college quarterbacks making millions every year, and maybe
in college,
maybe the bench people are not making anything. So
interesting.
I don't know. I feel like your industry is similar too. Like you guys have, you know, you own a barbershop, you rent the space, you're paying for the space, and then you just make your rates and stuff, and you probably have like your high end barbers that are killing it, and those that are like treating it like a hobby a little bit. Do you see that in your industry a lot?
I mean, in relation to what we're talking about, not from my perspective.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
As a barber, how do you? Let's talk about this area because I think the market's different than like California or New York. But if in your market, how do you become wealthy, like without having to cut as much?
So I would say like the quickest path to become wealthy as a barber would definitely be, you know, create demand. Do like a premium price raise for that demand being so high, you know, because then you have leverage. Go from that to as quickly as possible into investing like 401k, Roth IRA, because and even if you're part of like what do they call it? Not booth rent, but commission base. I mean, it's going to be a rare gem to find yourself in a position where that shop that's commission based, that takes care of all your essentials so you don't have to, you know, like that's why they take their cut, that they're going to have benefits of that kind of sort. So, create your demand, premium price range so you're making easily over 6 figures. And like I said, as quickly as possible, start doing investments. You know, because you're either in the delusion that you're gonna, like you're running on hope, or you don't have a plan to retire. That's just as simple as it is. Yeah.
Do you think it's do you think there's like I imagine on a chart when you first start, is there a point that you get into your career that you no longer have to worry about people coming in because you have consistent enough, or do you always have to be worried about filling your books?
I would say it's like 60-40, you know, like 60% of it, like you're probably comfortable knowing that I've put in enough work that, I know I'm going to at least make $1,000 this week, you know, and I would say it's fair to say for average Joe to be down the street, get a good job somewhere on an hourly pay to bring home, I don't know, we'll just say $1,300. $1,300 every 2 weeks after taxes. Like, that's good money.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably not best, and there's obviously better, but, you know, to look at it from that perspective, to knowing that you're going to at least make $1,000 that week because you've put in work, building clientele, or just staying consistently at the shop, you know, $1,000 a week, putting 20% away for taxes. I say that, yeah.
What about, I feel like we're kind of, I see myself, if I don't work, right now, if I don't work, I don't get paid. But at least, like, in my industry, I can still, and I'm just using mine as a reference because I'm here, but I can still generate money if I create, like, a team, right? But someone like a barber, how, that's, you can't, if you're not working, you can't generate money. Or what do barbers do in order to generate money when they're not cutting in the chair?
So that's a good question, because when I would mention the comment of investments, like, investments come in very, like, many forms. You know, you can create a product line that's obviously followed in by, you know, creating a following, you know, so you have 60,000 people that follow you on many platforms. You know, a $20 product with 10,000 sales, or even 1,000, you know, on a quarterly time frame, you know, that can stack up easily. But as well, like, most common ways people open up spaces, you know, and I say spaces because there's a difference between a shop and then a large suite. You know, if you have a large suite that you're renting out in a building, and then you have 3 chairs, you know, that turns into, I don't know, $600 a month, $800 a month extra that you're not needing to be there for, to cutting hair behind the chair, because you have 2 barbers that are taking care of the rent, 1 extra barber that you're strictly just making from their booth payment. So, I mean, on a larger scale though, a 1,500 square foot with 10 to 12 chairs with a premium booth rent, because you offer, like, great marketing, great location, systems where they're able to scale by knowing their numbers, projections and stuff like that. Like, that's where you'd be able to get faster, as far as, like, not having to be behind the chair making money. That's separate from, you know, paperwork type of investments.
I feel like now, especially here in the industry, you kind of answered the second question I was going to ask, like, kind of the difference between, like, a suite and, like, an actual shop. But you kind of you explained that really well. I see now, like, man, you turn left and there's a barber shop now. Like, what's keeping everybody different, I guess? Like, besides, I know the person, because for me, I've going to the same guy for the past 5 years, and for me, like, and then maybe this is a piggyback on that question, like, how long is your retaining client for? Like, I'm sure your clients that stick around are sticking out for a long time, because at least I do. I mean, 5 years, and I'll go drive all the way to Rexburg to get my haircut, just because, I don't know, I feel like there's a connection with the barber. I know it's just I'm another client to them, but also I know in a pinch, like, I can just call, because I feel like we've had that relationship. Be like, bro, can you get me out of the sticky situation? I have something coming up, and I think 10 out of 10 times he always squeezes me in. So, like, that relation for me, and I just love sitting in the chair, and it's like he already knows me. It's like my therapist, and is that the main reason? Like, is that kind of like besides the cut, like, is that part of the service to retaining the client?
Yeah, like, that's the ultimate goal. You know what I mean? Once you get past the point of, like, learning how to cut, mastering cutting, obviously in a long period of time, building clientele, like, the ultimate answer to having a good career as a barber is retention. You know, retaining clients, putting them on a consistent schedule, because that trumps, you know what I mean, like, Monday going in the shop, I have 5 cuts. That going in the shop having 5 cuts trumps, like, going in on a Tuesday and having no cuts, but then I end up doing 15. You know what I mean? Because I know those 5 people are going to be there every 4 weeks, every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's ultimately, like, the answer. That's where you want to be. Essentially, like, over a period of time, one by one, locking in clients, being like, hey, bro, you come in every 3 weeks. You know what I mean? I noticed that this day always works for you around this time, or this time later in the day, but same day. let's lock you in, so you don't ever have. If anything comes up, you can just message me. We can change the time, change the day, push it back a week, move it forward a week. I think to answer like the first question you asked, like the biggest thing that separates a lot of the barbershops in the area, or just in general, you know what I mean, wherever you go, is for sure their location and their marketing. I'm not saying like go crazy. They like some have gone crazy with it and some lack it. I'm just saying like in the sense like some people don't know that you're off this street on the corner of this road. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, figuring out one way, because I think it goes over people's head easily that the biggest platform that any and everybody uses is Google. Yeah. You know, it don't matter whether you're going on Safari or you have Android and you're opening up your Google app. It's like everybody uses Google. So why not leverage that to be seen? Because if you're not seen, then people don't know.
Yeah. I guess this is another hard, I don't know if this is more of a difficult question, but I want to say, like, I mean, where you're at with me is probably the biggest one, right? The biggest shop with the most chairs. Does that become difficult as in competition? And maybe not for you because you've been cutting for a while, but like someone that's new that walks into there, does it become difficult for someone to be able to grow because you're surrounded by really good people? Or does it make it faster for you to get better?
I would say on a base-to-base circumstance, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But there's a gentleman that joined our team back in May last year. So he hasn't even been there a year. Mm-hmm. He's doing better numbers because I've showed him how to track his numbers. He's doing better numbers only, 8 months in? No. Yeah, like 10 months in. Mm-hmm. He's doing better numbers than some of the barbers that have been there for 5 years. And I don't think it's necessarily more of a challenge to become more busy. It's being surrounded by other barbers that are been cutting longer than you. Just a simple way to put it. I think it just has to do on how you approach your position, your career. You know what I mean? At the beginning, first couple steps that you walk into that shop and you're taking your first walk in.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because, man, I feel like right now, and maybe it's just because we're talking about it, but, man, the market is getting a lot of new people coming in.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. And I feel like one last question on like kind of the shop. When someone comes into, like, let's say where you're at with Lyle and Motto, do people come in, when I'm guessing they have to have a certain amount of skill to be able to even get in, right? Or is it just anybody whoever is willing to pay the booth?
You know, that's a hard question for me to answer because I don't say yeah or nay. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But being there for about 4 years and seeing some come and some go, I would say you don't have to be great. You know, I think the key factor is you have to be willing to keep learning. You know, because I've seen that too. I've seen someone come into the shop that was like severely hard-headed. That from their perspective, they knew it all. You know, with no room to grow, I guess you can say. And so, I don't think it's like you would have to be at a specific level of skill to be able to join the team specifically there. So, for sure, it's just like that willingness to grow and be humble enough to realize that you're, you know, oh, that didn't come out as clean as it should have, or I messed up, and vulnerable enough to allow somebody on the team to give you a suggestion or help you with a little guidance.
And that's kind of just to wrap up my question on that. I feel like that community, especially like you go in the shop and I feel like everybody's like closer, and like I'm sure that you giving advice out, like it doesn't, you're willing to do that, like help out in that sense. Like, is that a lot of people like that?
Fuck. No,
Really?
But I mean, not like as in that they're just a bitch for their dick. You know what I mean? Whatever. Excuse my language, but
No.
it's like they just have no desire in a way. You know what I mean? Like dang, did you see homeboy mess up that cut? You know what I mean? Or did you see how bad she butched him? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Rather than, and I don't think it's like you're approaching somebody to be like, hey, bro, you could have done this better. It's more of like, hey, so-and-so, come here. Hey, check this out. You know what I mean? Knowing that 2 days ago they messed up a haircut that was the exact same haircut that you were doing, that you seen walk out, that could have been better, and you're just willing to be vocal about it. And
I think if I was someone and I'm just gonna use a shop, and I had the mentality like, nah, I'm not gonna say anything. I think that would be hurting my business too, because I feel like the last thing you want is someone to go in there and get botched, and then be like, nah, fuck that place because they suck, and they categorize everybody instead of be like, no, hey bro, like let me give you a tip or something like that, and then try to make that person better, so everybody is good. I feel like I would rather compete in a market of really good people than me being above average and then everybody else, because I feel that's where you plateau. We kind of talk about it too. In my industry now, more people are popping up here and here and here, and so like it almost kicks us in a turbo mode. Like we got to pick shit up because here comes competition, and we're ahead a little bit, but they're gonna catch up, or there's gonna be someone that's gonna come in with better shit. We just got to learn how to adapt, and I feel like that, at least where your guys is at, I know quite a few people, and they're pretty good, and including yourself, and so like I feel like being in a room with good people just like makes everybody better.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of lions in that shop. Like, real talk. So I think it just rubs off. You know what I mean? Like, I think when you're around greatness, or, you know what I mean, elite, or however you want to put it, to like stay as humble as I can right now, it's like it just rubs off essentially. Eventually, you know, like, and it's either what you want or you get content where you're at. Yeah. And that's okay too. You know what I mean? I think I had to come to that I had to accept that when I first entered the shop. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to be great. Knowing that my passion for what I love to do, it's like I wanted a lot more than where I'm at now. And I know the future is going to be bright, but to look to the left and right of me and see some on the same level mentally, ambitiously, and then, you know, also see some that are just cool. You know what I mean? It's like I'm okay making this much, working this amount of hours, and not being booked out crazy and being there late and coming in super early. It's like they're okay with that, and that has to be okay too, because everybody, I mean, money and like exposure, or that level of skill, or however you want to put it, isn't everybody's dream either, you know? So
100%.
I consider myself, I don't know, maybe a entrepreneur, like mentor type, but also like an innovator. Like I have ideas, and I don't know if they would actually work. Like in your industry, we talked about like physically having to be there to cut hair. You don't make the money. Like I always think, especially after kind of hanging out with you guys, I think it doesn't matter what industry you are. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be a master of the craft that you do. And I think you're amazing at cutting hair. That's why I go to you. That's why I look so good all the damn time. But I'm just trying to be humble, all right? I'm trying to be humble here. I humbly say that.
Over here.
Yeah, but like in my brain, I'm just sitting here thinking as you guys were talking, and I'm just like, if you were to become a master marketer, crafter, would you be able to find 2 or 3 other barbers that you're like, hey, I can get you, you know, with the marketing that I'm doing, you know, 3 cuts a day, but we're going to split the cost. And before you know it, it's like, and I don't know if there are people that would do that, because there might be someone that only has 1 cut scheduled today, but it's just like, I'll pay you $20, $25 per cut. But the people that we market, that we get, and every time they keep coming back to you, it's the same thing. But at the very least, you know that you're going to have steady haircuts over here. Anything that you get on your own, you only have to, like, you're already paying booth rent, so you make your regular stuff. But then it's like, well, you get 3 of those people and you're able to attract 3 haircuts a day and you're making, you know, $25 off those haircuts. It's like, that's just money that you're able to make without you being there on top of what you make. Like, is that something that you think, 'cause you're talking about commission?
Yeah, that's
place, is that
what you described. I mean, with some and all that, it's like that's the exact description of a commission-based shop.
Yeah.
You know, like they take care of everything, not just like all the material stuff.
Yeah.
They could take care of all the marketing. They take care of like everything, and it's a controversial debate about what's the responsibility of the owner of a booth rent shop.
Yeah.
What's the responsibility of an owner to a commission-based shop?
Yeah.
You know, like obviously someone will say that on a commission-based, there's a lot more responsibility. You got to make sure that they're busy because obviously the location doesn't get paid if there's not people coming in because they take a cut.
Yeah.
Versus a booth rent owner where it's like you guys got to get yourself busy because regardless I get the same amount for the space that you rent regardless whether you're super busy this week and super slow the next week. It's going to be the same. Like this, you owe me X amount this week and next week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I was gonna say the commission base is great until it's not.
Yeah. Well, and you always hope that, and I think we talked about this with like NFL coaches. Like as an NFL coach, your job isn't to just coach the team. Your job is to create other NFL coaches within your staff with the expectation that you're not going to be with me forever, but you're going to get great while you're with me. And because you're going to get great and you're aligned with my mindset of I want greatness, we're going to do great things together. And when you leave, you're going to go do great things on your own. But because I have the systems and I have the processes, I'm going to continue to be great, you know?
Yeah.
And to me, it's like that's, and you might take those people that we brought with you, but I found those people by doing what I do. So there's more people that I can find, you know?
Yeah.
And to me, the idea of creating your own competition, I'm a real estate agent, right? We have almost 90 agents that work for us right now. In a sense, they're my competition, but I also want them to thrive, right? So that's why I've set a model myself for our company where my people retain the majority of their compensation, you know? But I've just always thought like, man, that's the mindset, regardless of whatever industry you're in, you know? Because there's nothing better than seeing someone that you're like, I remember when he started, right?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I got hyped just listening to that because that just reminds you know what I mean? Shout out to Omri Brown, dude. Like that's who joined our team back in May.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not even playing. Like I look at him, I picked up on his energy and his mentality immediately.
Yeah, I feel it while I'm there. That's what
I look at him, bro, and I'm like, bro, you're gonna be one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Like I tell him all the time, and I don't know if he just thinks I'm being sarcastic or something, but I can see it in him.
Yeah.
Because he's just like our frequency is just on the same level.
Yeah, I love that.
He understands your vibra.
Yeah.
That's why I love going. Like I think outside of the cut, like I think maybe even if you were a shitty barber, I would still go. Which now we don't know if he's good or shitty. By the way, we don't know. But I love like I mean, there's times where sometimes like my head is heavy with thoughts and I'm just kind of my energy's down. But then there's times where like some of the conversations that we have are just like, fuck yeah, you know. Because even some of the stuff I tell you to help yourself, you know.
Oh yeah.
I hear it and it's just like, fuck, this is helping me. I need to write this shit down because damn, that was good.
That's my own
you know?
line, and I need to take.
Yeah,
Comes in with the cassette recorder.
yeah, exactly. No, and I think for me, like, and even with you guys, like Fridays, like I love our content, but what's starting to become my favorite part of us hanging out on Fridays is our lunch because we have some bomb ass conversations. You know what I mean?
We just regurgitate what Elias tells us to Elias, and we take the credit for our idea.
For me, it's just, but it's cool because like when I do look at like what both of you guys are doing, there's totally different industries, but there's some like the mindset, the attitude, like there's so many things that align with what you're doing. You know what I mean? Which is really cool.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I fucked up.
Oh, it's all right.
But we're back in business, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, we're not. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, guys. Taking pictures over here when I should not be taking pictures.
Take us a video.
And we're back. Okay. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. We got something cooking with Elias. That was the greatest thing that we've ever made. And
how was that? I pushed them. Totally uncomfortable.
yeah.
I guess do you mind if we kind of talk about it a little
Oh
bit?
yeah. I mean, we can talk.
Yeah.
I think this is the greatest thing we've done.
So I've had this idea in my brain for a few months and just haven't really done it. And it's kind of crazy because the timing of when we're doing it is perfect. Because I'm doing a movie theater ad, you know?
Oh, what?
Like an ad for the movie theaters. Like it's like a preview before the previews.
Okay.
Can we show him?
Yeah, over in Blackfoot.
Can we show him right now?
Sure.
We'll take it out of this, but
Yeah. Or we can show them after so we can kind of talk about it so then we don't lose track. But when I told John I wanted to, I think it was Thursday, I was like, I want to shoot this Friday. And he's like, we need more time. He just barely got a new camera like a week ago. And I was like, no. I was like, the guy told me that, you know, Mario comes out April 1st. So, like, we got to do this tomorrow. And I could just sense the nervousness in his eyes, you know, just kind of like, but
it was bad.
he did it, you know, and we didn't have a storyboard. We just kind of went with like what was in my brain. But sometimes I forget that what's in my brain, nobody else can see.
No storyboard. No, like we just had a concept.
Yeah.
No dialogue. No nothing. He was making the dialogue up as he was going.
I already had it in my brain, right? I just had to make sure everybody knew what to do. But like we did it, shot it in a studio that we were able to get a hold of last minute. Because I messed up and accidentally set it for a different day. Fortunately, they had it that day. We shot it, and he sends me like the final product or the edits. I'm not sitting there thinking like, damn, like this is good. I ain't gonna tell him it's good because I can't just. Because sometimes I feel like because I don't, and this is what I'm learning with John is, I don't know film. Like yesterday night when he sent me the final edit or whatever before the color thing, I was like,
Version 13.
I was like, let's roll it. Let's take this. He's like, no, we got to color code it. I was like, what's wrong with the color? You know? So there's things that I don't notice. So instead of just being like, that's fire, I've learned with him, it's like, this is good. You know what I mean? Like, but like to see what these guys were able to do, and this is why I love and trust them as a production company. It's like, to see what they were able to do, put together on less than 24 hours notice with, when you shoot something like this, you want a storyboard. You want the production company and everybody to get together and plan it out, not do it as you
Preparation.
go. But when he did it, I was like, damn, you know. Now I think I don't want to say complain, but I'm a purist when it comes to Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there was a little tune jingle that I was like, I'll change that, you know. And then I was like, well, what about this? And it's funny because when we have, because I think, and I don't know how you feel, man, but for me as a client, like I feel like I have ideas and visions, and sometimes when we talk, they don't like meet, you know. So I kind of threw out some ideas, and I could just sense the pushback. But I love that because I think when there's a little bit of a tug of war and there's two people invested in an idea, the greatness can come out of it, you know.
Absolutely.
And I feel like what he was able to put together, what you guys were able to do, and I wish I could have been a fly in the room while y'all were editing. You know what I mean? But it's cool, and that's why for me, like, and I think I've told you, like, I think I told you yesterday, like, yeah, I'm gonna push your ass. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's like uncomfortable, sometimes you need a little bit of pressure, and in a good way, because I mean, pressure makes diamonds, right?
I was just gonna say that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a big ass diamond.
How was it though? Like, cause I mean, I'm telling you, like, we'll share this and we'll maybe put it in an ad. We'll put it as an ad for, on the. Well, I'd like to showcase it on the podcast just so people can like see it. But like, it's just like, damn, this is you. Small step. It was a big step, but like, you nailed it.
It was, not gonna lie, it was pretty difficult, as in creative vision. We had to like adapt really fast, like change clips, delete clips. Because first it was supposed to be 30 seconds. So we had to make tweaks that it didn't flow well. And that's why I was like, we need more time. And then he's like, yeah, we could get 60 seconds. I'm like, perfect. But it felt at some point when we were editing it, it was too long.
Yeah.
And so we went back, we changed things, we took scenes out. Like there's one scene that you're about to say fuck, like in Avengers.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, and then we came to the
Now I'm
conclusion like
heartbroken.
this is gonna be played on a Mario movie. There's probably gonna be a lot of upset parents that are gonna watch this. So we had to adapt. And I know he would be like, no, fucking run it. But then thinking about it, like we're almost like his PR team, and / whatever else we do. Like, and so I was like, no, we and he even said, he's like, yeah, you're right. We probably shouldn't, because my brother's more pushy on the edge. Like
I would have taken it. I'm glad you were on my side.
And I was like, no, guys, like we can't. And then putting together sound effects, like we were having our differences with the sound effects. She's like, no, don't. And there's one sound effect in there that nobody's gonna notice, but we do. And he didn't want it in there. But I'm like, all right, well, give me a better option.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I don't have one. I'm like, perfect, we're running it. And I was
we
like,
were going back and forth.
back and
like,
forth.
Yeah.
And then like you said, like nobody sees the little details, but like the whole putting it together and not knowing what the fuck we were gonna put together, like that's hard itself. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible. It's difficult. I wish, like, as like a video person, I wish we would have done a dialogue with storyboard, like something for this. I know if it was just for a reel, nobody goes fuck, like just put it out. But the thing is, like, people are gonna see it. So like, there's almost has to be a level of quality and a level of production on our end. And there's a lot of things that we look at now on the video. We're like, we wish we would have done this, this, and this. But in the moment, like, you're just running like a chick. Like, we filmed it in under an hour.
Yeah.
We had to come up with it. We came up with the idea. Well, he had the idea in his head, but we didn't have the idea in our head. And he's been yapping about this concept about fucking how many 6 months.
Yeah.
He's like, we should do this. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that sounds great.
Yeah, he gives me the whole sure, kid.
Yeah, because I did not see his vision. Like, for the longest time, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But now filming it, like, that's genius. Like, what we did is a great concept. Not only because, what other real estate agents create an ad and putting the effort just to put it in the movie theater? Like, nobody.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
We talked about it last night. There's another agent that they did a ad, and there's probably a lot of marketing money behind just that one ad. But I think it fell short from what, like, the expectations. Like I said, I as a video dude have an expectation of what other marketing companies should be doing, and I think that kind of fell through. And so there's also a level of, like, I want to make this cool. So 24 hours just to film, and I mean an hour to film. Like, next time I told him we need to up the production. And then, I mean, because the equipment, we upped the equipment, and this first time using a lot of the shit. So
Yeah. One of the reasons for me why, like, I would have kept the fuck part is because that hits my target market. Because my target market will hear,
No, he wanted me to keep it in.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, you're right. That is Elias. Like, that on Facebook, that's Elias.
Yeah.
But in the movie theater, that's not Elias.
But I want to be Elias everywhere, because I think if I target my market, it's going to resonate with them. But even those that maybe don't love that, it'll still resonate. And I think for me, like, and
So did you guys keep it in?
No, well, we replaced it. Like, it's just, we shot the scene twice.
Yeah.
One with and then the other one were like, oh, and then the same, like, the fog was gonna work perfectly, and I had it in there.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, he said we're gonna release this in a Mario, like. So
Well, the whole point is that you don't say the app. It's like,
Yeah. Well, and keep in mind, the majority of kids 10 and under actually have probably never played Mario in their lives, right? It's the parents that are taking their kids that grew up on that game. You think?
Not like the actual Mario.
Maybe
but
Mario
like-
Kart.
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
Yeah.
there's some sort of Mario. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I see 100%
Yeah.
that, like, I think, but there's also that part of me, like, we're gonna blast it to a lot of new people.
Yeah.
I just want them to not remember him because of that, but remember him, like, there's another part with him and his wife in it that he, at one point, he wanted to cut it out.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, no, like, people need to see the chemistry because they need to fall in love with you. Like, I know they might know you, but what if there's one person that doesn't know you?
He's not my client.
Well, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. But what if they do fall in love? Like, oh, I love the chemistry that you
Yeah.
have. Like, you seem like a family person, and they do buy with you. You know,
Yeah.
like, I feel like
It's true.
we're always, I know it works because we're always, like, hitting that fine line. We're always
Yeah.
either on it, passing a little bit, or like this. But I, like, sometimes I feel like, what if we just test a little bit lower? You know?
Yeah.
But Elias always wants to be on the line, riding the wire, or
Yeah. I gotta walk.
which we do a lot of advertisement for, like, specific things, and I think it's working. And that's the only reason I kept it in. That's why we talked about. I broke it down to him, like this is what we're gonna do, and even, like, fades, cuts in the video. We were going back and forth. No, do this. And it's hard when you have different people.
Yeah.
And then my wife kind of went over it with us. Like, yeah, we like that. Then we showed a couple other people. They didn't even get the fucking ending. They didn't get the reference. And we're like, they don't get it because of the jingle that you wanted. He wanted us to use an Avengers jingle onto this. I'm like, bro, we're going to get fucking copyrighted. And he's like, well, it's going into a movie.
No pasa nada, man. It's good.
That's what I told him. I'm like, dude, we went like above and beyond trying to find sound effects and music that's royalty free to kind of like just throw it in the last bit with a copyright. In that case, we would have made the whole video copyright, you know, because there's a lot of cool shit we could have done. Yeah. But no, overall, like it won. Yes, it pushed us to a limit because we had to produce. Like on top of that, we still had to get out everything else we have to get out on Monday. Yeah. And on top of that, he came in just for the specific reason to fix that, like to make the ending. Yeah. We ended up editing how many hours? You didn't leave until like 9:30. Huh?
Yeah. I did. That's just when to go see it because I have school on Mondays, and then we were there bashing heads.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see, and I know you guys have worked on it for a while, but if you were to just replace the with the pho, to see like what that
we deleted.
Does.
I deleted all the files.
Oh,
I was like, there's no,
damn. He's like, it's over now
because we're not going back. No, we're running it like that, and then we'll see. We'll talk about it later. Yeah. But it was one of those like. I almost told him, I'm like, bro, just fucking just like however it comes out. Like, we might be too little picky for the sound effects. Like, and he told me, he's like, you're the type of person that just gets flustered, and I am that type of person that. You did so much, and then we're just tripping out over it. It was that sound effect that I told you, like the little jingle. I was like, no, we need to fucking keep it in. And then I'm like, yeah, fuck it, just leave it how it is. Yeah.
And I think that's the thing I've noticed working with him. And I didn't know he doesn't like to edit. Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought that was like what you loved more. And I'm like, I love editing. I fucking hate going to film. Like I would rather sit there and edit. So when we're editing, like towards the end, he's like, no, just leave. I'm like, bro. You have to keep that same energy from the beginning now. Like, I was getting annoyed because he's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, bro. Like, we got to fix this. We got to fix this. And he went back and he fixed it. But he was like, no, we'll just send it like this. I'm like, no, fix it.
It's because after so many hours, there's only so much you could do. Yeah. And I think it was one of those projects that, like, we knew what we wanted, but we couldn't find it. Huh?
We couldn't legally do it.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Because like if it was just we would have fucking copyright music, like jingle, the fucking same concept. But I think that's what makes it difficult. Like the clients that I can't use just regular music is my difficult client. Like most difficult, because you have to work off of copyrighted, non-copyrighted music. Yeah, and just fucking scrolling and placing. At some points, the fucking songs sound the same. You're just pressing the same, and you're like, what the fuck? And then but. I think overall, like, difficulty level, it wasn't that high. Like, if we would have had maybe, I don't know, a week to work on it, it would have been probably the same shit. We would have crammed it the last day. Yeah. But,
Thank you.
Bro. But, I mean, difficulty level, I wish we just had different shots. And then the color grading was difficult, too, because the light, like, we had the nice lit white back wall, but then the other side. So, like, that's what I mean, storyboard. That way we can think of, But, yeah, I mean, at 2 o'clock, I was done because I was going to upload it, but the internet crashed. Yeah. But at 2 o'clock, I was like, you know what? I'm fucking going up to bed. Because my wife finished color grading like at 1:30, I think.
Shit.
Yeah. And so.
Well, I appreciate you guys for putting in that work.
So this is going to be in the theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll release it on social media, too.
Yeah.
This one you should boost. Yeah. Like, a lot.
A lot. Yeah. We need $10,000 in boosting on this one, please.
Damn. Yeah. But it's fun. I think that's one thing that I'm focusing on is just advertising, just a different approach to getting people to, I don't just want to do, I just sold this house picture or, this is my listing. And then I'm trying to be like P. Diddy in the music videos where I'm trying to like be the main focus of the music video when the artist
when it's not your music video.
Is the house. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
all up in the video.
Yep. Shout out to Suge Knight. Yep.
That's it.
Let's not shout them out.
Yeah. But no, I think the way that we're approaching ads is just different. And I think branding wise, and I know we talk about it a lot, is like a lot of people pull up on us while we're filming. Hey, you're the Facebook guy, or the funny guy is what me and my wife heard. I don't remember where we were, but like, hey, you're the funny guy. And it's just like, cool, buy a house from me. Make sure you buy a house. And I think that's the goal. But I was just super proud of what you guys did and what you sent. So
Thanks, man.
yeah,
We'll just get better.
yeah, shit. We're over an hour.
Damn it. You're gonna have to cut it exactly an hour.
It'll be less because the beginning.
Oh yeah, the beginning was long as fuck.
Yeah, it was about 2
yeah.
minutes. So,
Well, thank you, Marcus, for
anything you want to say
joining us.
before you head out, man? How do you feel about coming on the podcast?
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it reminds me of when it's super slow in the shop and we're just
Yeah.
sitting there. Yeah, just bullshit.
you gotta do this maybe once a month, man. Just come chill,
Yeah,
talk with us.
bring your
down.
clippers next time.
Yeah.
we'll have to come.
That'd be cool.
If it's cool, I'll be down to come again when it gets close to my event. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Dude, I kind of just before you should do talking about making extra income. Just because this is what I'm thinking. But my brother's girlfriend, she got out of what is it?
Cosmetology.
But she wants to cut hair. Like I'm thinking about someone like her that maybe needs a little guidance.
Yeah.
Like, you should host. Like, I don't know, Saturdays. I don't know if you work Saturdays, but I'm just throwing out Saturdays. You're like, look, if you bring your clients in or pay me X amount and you can shadow me for the day or shadow me for X amount of cuts
Yeah.
and I'll let you get hands-on, like almost like teaching them out of school, but you still don't mess up your flow of your thing.
Because like right now she got lucky. She's gonna start this barbershop, but the owner's teaching her. Like she comes in like after he's done. He only cuts Fridays and Saturdays, and he's like, come in after, bring your own clients, and I'll teach you. And that's what she's been doing. So like if someone's like, hey, I charge like per session $80, $100. You bring your own clients, dude. So many people that want to do that would do it.
Yeah. Like private lessons.
Yeah.
Like piano lessons.
Yeah,
for
but
hair
private
cutting.
lessons for
I bet you would get so many people that would be interested, because I feel like a lot of people just need help with the basic fade.
Yeah.
You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro.
Dang.
Because she came out of like cosmetology. She like knows how to cut. She's been cutting her hair, but she doesn't know how to fade.
Maybe
She
do it
doesn't know
free
the
for a couple times
fundamentals.
and then start charging.
No, you should
Just charge
why,
flat.
why would you,
Yeah.
why
Just
would you
charge right out
start
the
doing it
gate?
for free if you do
You think
this
so?
every day? Well, I'm not saying that it will work with every single barber out there because some people are just not meant to teach. But like, I mean, dude, how hard could it be to explain someone how to fade?
I don't know. We're gonna find out soon. On Thursday, I go to Boise to go teach a class.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
I love it.
Just
that
do
on
it
your
there.
own.
Do
Yeah.
private classes. Do private sessions. Charge $100. Maybe one client, an hour. I don't know. Book whoever's gonna sit in your chair for an hour and a half.
Shit, I do it for free. I love this shit.
Don't do it for free.
I
Right?
do it for free.
Don't do it for free.
Right.
It's your
Charge.
time.
Imagine having like 3 people,
Yeah.
2 people a day come in, and you have your client, and then they pay you to just watch,
Yeah.
and you make double.
Or you can do that. They bring in their client, but they still have to pay you for. You're teaching. You're a teacher. You got to get paid for
Yeah,
what you know.
The only guarantee that the person has sitting down is that at least they're gonna leave with a good cut.
Yeah.
Unless they fuck it.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, sitting in many barber chairs in my lifetime, because I think, how long have you been cutting my hair for? Like, I don't even remember now, but
2-3 years.
I'm 40 now. So it's just like the conversations that we have and the way you talk about barbering and what you want to do and how you want to help others improve. That's not a conversation I've had with anybody else. So that's why I'm okay having horrible haircuts, because, you know, I like the conversations.
What are you gonna do when you don't have hair?
Oh, I complain about my little receding hairline, but I'm actually surprised that, like,
You have good retention for 40.
yeah, I've shaved my head. I was worried it wasn't going to grow.
Marcus is like, fuck no.
But my favorite is, like, give me the Western. Remember that?
Oh man.
He's like, what?
Marcus is like, oh fuck, here he comes again.
Dude, I was watching 1923 Yellowstone, and I was like, fuck.
I think you were going golfing that day too.
Yeah, I had a golf tournament, so I was like, I need a mustache. It's going to help me golf better.
Fuck. But think about it, private lessons. People get
Yeah,
piano.
that'd be good. That's a good idea. I just don't know how I think I know how I'd execute it. I just don't know how I would put it out there.
Social media, bro.
And that one person finds out, then the next one's
Yeah.
gonna be like,
Go
trust
talk.
me.
Put it on your page.
Go talk
There you,
to
you got the first client right here. Adrian will pay you. How much you want to charge?
go talk to the schools. And
You
here's
want to learn how to cut?
No, his
Oh,
girlfriend.
my girlfriend.
It's your girlfriend?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
How much?
I don't even know. Dude.
here's my
I think
pitch.
I know there's somebody out in Blackfoot that does that.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
doesn't
I don't
know
know
how
how
to
much
cut
they
hair.
charge, but I would see whatever they charge and then just maybe
Double
like,
it.
But see, if
I was gonna say drop it, go down.
but see, if I'm Marcus, I say like, look, come learn how to fade and come learn how to be barber made. And what that means is, while I'm cutting this hair and teaching you how to do it, I'm also going to teach you how to make this a long-term sustainable career. So you're not like most people that come in and go out because they don't know how to build a business.
Yeah.
So
I think I have to be. Speaking of like legal stuff, it's like I think you have to have an instructor's license to do that.
No.
you ain't teaching.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All you're doing is
he's
preaching.
just the owner. I mean, he's just like, well, you're working with. It's more of a, you're not telling them, well, do this. You have to do it this way. And then they'll go and be like, oh, I fucked you up. This person told me. It's more of a, like, here are my tips. This is what I do. Yeah.
Why would you need a license if they're licensed? They're not learning
for that same thing. It's
because
like if he tells them to go dye your hair, and she goes and dyes her hair, and the person's hair
No.
falls
But
off.
what I'm saying, is if he's
Because there's apprenticing.
Yeah.
You know, where people like you don't have to go to cosmetology school or barber school to get a Cosmo or barber license.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You can apprentice
Yeah.
under somebody that has an instructor's license for X amount of time. You know what I mean? They still have to teach you a curriculum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's approved by the state that you have to present to the state that they approve, and then you're issued your license as a instructor. But somebody can go under you for this amount of time. They pay you.
Yeah.
Which is why it came to my as a thought that when they pay you.
I mean, you could do that if they don't have a license. You can look into that. But like, let's say she already has her license, so you're not taking that legal risk. You're just showing them tips on how to do.
You
So
just
they
get kids
go
out of school.
Yeah. So if she let's say you teach her and she goes and does the same thing and messes up, it's on her because she has the license. Not
I guess
on
it would
you.
be the same thing if like somebody invited me to like an event and be like, because I'm gonna go teach at a school.
Yeah.
I'm going to Paul Mitchell.
Ask them when you
Yeah.
go. Ask them when you go.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I have some kids out of school that just want to just.
Well, what I was gonna say is like if somebody invited me to an event, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we want you to showcase, or we want you to. Which showcasing is just basically the same thing. Like you stand right there. This is what I do. This is what I like to do. Not like passion wise, but I like going with the guard like this and this, or I like holding my scissors like that. You know what I mean? And then the difference between showcasing is like people walk up and they walk away. Educating is like where they're sitting down and you have them for the whole hour.
All right, cool. You figure out the legal terms. She'll be your first client. He'll pay, and I'll do your first video marketing once we get figured out.
And I'm gonna come
that'd be
up.
perfect.
And I'm gonna come up with a plan for you, so you can look at it and see like, hey, this isn't bad, and see if you want to execute something like that. Because I think for a barber, your content, well, as much as you want people to look at what you're doing, like the consumer, a lot of your audience is probably other barbers too. So it's just like if you could figure out a way to consult barbers remotely via Zoom, I'm gonna teach you how to build your business. I'm gonna record this fade right here. Before you know it, like, talk about making money when you're not cutting hair. You can start selling, courses.
Yeah.
You can start like having people invite you to travel to their barbershop so you can like speak to them. So like, because to me, again, the conversations we have are 1%er conversations, and other people need to hear what you're doing and how you're thinking. Because you talk about Omri, but Omri without you maybe would have made it, but because he's there right and he's listening, he's blown up. And he's doing more than other people have done in 5 years. Right? They've been doing it for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So what that shows me is there's a system, there's a way to do it, there's things to track, right? And 85 to 90% of the people in your industry, I bet, don't do that. And you can improve your industry by helping. That's your market. So
I feel like the guy that's like, tell us what your dream is. And he's like, well, my dream is to be make more money as a barber.
Done.
Perfect. How can we do the best for you? No, for real. Figure out the legal stuff.
That's perfect. Yeah.
He'll sit down and we'll pay you for whatever it is. Well, he'll pay you. So it doesn't have to be for free. She can be your first client. And then once you figure out the legal stuff and you want to market this, I'll do the video for free. And then you have an extra head for free too that we can fuck up.
I charge, you just got to pay me in bottles of baby oil, and then we're good.
He's like, yeah, I'll just pay you.
I was like,
Take that. All
You're
right.
down.
All right. But you got to tell us.
Okay.
We won't follow up with you. You follow up with us.
no.
Okay.
I love this.
Yeah.
This just got exciting.
So you guys, we'll keep you guys updated on Marcus's progress. Or maybe we cut this part out.
No, I like it.
No, I was gonna put this part before what we just had talked about.
Yeah.
I was gonna move it.
I'll let you do whatever.
I'm excited.
Yeah, man. So
Good
if
episode.
someone steals your ideas because you let
I
this
didn't execute it.
yeah. So I think this is the only thing you have to do is figure out the legal stuff.
Which there really shouldn't be if they already have a license.
No, I honestly think, yeah, you're right.
And your audience, market to every kid that comes out of any of these schools. You'll have eternal clients forever, because there has to be one or two people out there that I bet they're like, fuck, I wish I could pay someone just to teach me a little bit more than they did in school.
Because that's what me and my girlfriend have been talking about. Like, she got lucky because the owner's like willing to teach her. I'm like, dude, no one would be just willing to, take time out of my day to teach you how to do it.
I would.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But like, that's what I'm saying. If you had a service,
let's do it for free.
yeah. And like, if you had a service, and I was like, oh look, this Marcus charges $80. She'd be like, oh heck yeah, like let's go. How much time? How many courses? Like, it's because people, like in her case, she doesn't know anything. She knows how to cut. She knows the basics. She knows the cosmo, but she wants to be able to cut hair. You'd be like a perfect person to learn from.
Yeah, I love this shit too.
Yeah.
That's even better.
I just got a great idea for a new podcast, by the way.
We'll cut it here before.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Marcus, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Adrian.
Garcia Bros.
Thank you. Stay faded. Thank you.
All right. Take care.